How is it carrying, and how's the balance between them and the piano? Because I know the piano can be a little loud. Our balance works.
Can we go over?
Oh, clap! Yay, yay, yay!
Can we go over section B?
Absolutely.
Thank you. That would be helpful.
And you should do a little bit of a slow down right before going back into tempo, so if you have that little.
Okay, because I accidentally thought that it was our joyful hymn of praise, but I had to shorten it to him.
Oh, yeah.
I ended up saying our gym of praise.
Our gym of praise.
Yeah!
I like that.
Hoofda. I don't know who Jim is, but hallelujah.
We can have a gym of praise.
Right, page
right?
11, and then page 8.
Paging Jim. All right. Any other spots? And actually, that time on the ending, that was lovely. Whew.
I got arrested.
Everybody feel generally okay?
Generally okay.
Fantastic. All right. Well, up until service starts, your time is yours, and feel free to grab us.
Megan, can we do a sound test with your voice? You don't mind? Or maybe near to one of the speakers, where get a little closer to one of the speakers.
Oof. Ow. Ow. I feel that. Oh, nice. Far beyond the grasp of hands, or light to meet the eye, past the reaches of the mind. There find the key to nature's harmony, and an architecture so entwined.
That's great.
Yeah.
Megan, I know that you often sing much louder than that.
Yeah.
You can give us a.
I'll give you like the loudest that I get. It's gonna be like the loudest bit.
Hold on, just a second then.
Probably like around like, for each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can hear people singing with me. That makes me so happy. It's been a long and lonely couple of years during COVID not being able to sing with people. Look at you. Yup. Gorgeous. All right, let me get my hymnals all together for the morning.
We're having a heat wave, a tropical heat wave.
Testing, test.
We were supposed to. Do you want the worship script?
Oh. Is it an extra copy?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure I'm not taking your
No,
copy.
no. I always come prepared.
Fantastic.
I always try to come prepared.
Sometimes it's like, well, stuff happens.
Yes.
Are there any spots where you'd like me to begin into a hymn kind of before speaking is done, or is it a little bit more segmented? I figure there's a pause there.
Yeah.
Test.
Offertorial, I'll make it the cue for them to come up, as it's being asked.
Yeah, and I'm doing the offering so that Jean has time to get from her bit
to go and
to
get
go
the
and
plate.
go and set up with choir.
Yep, that makes sense. And let's see.
Oh, you want the end of the...
Yeah, I was going to say, if you'd like me to start a little something before it officially ends.
I'm going to list a number of things that are not one and done.
Ooh, I like it.
But best of all, love is emphatically not one and done. Love abides while he speaks.
Ooh, I got you. But sometime in number 7. Gotcha. Fantastic.
Yes. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. No. Mary had a little lamb, her fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4.
check that it's really good.
Well,
Let's see whether they're actually turned on.
we'll think cool thoughts.
What about the candles?
Oh,
Typically that or whatever.
boy, they should be, and I didn't nominate anybody to
We don't have.
do
I
the
don't know where
chalice
the,
sliding.
the-
Do you want to do a test with Gene for the mic?
We did.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing to light candles with, so is it
Yeah, it's over there. They just don't leave the. Well,
And just so y'all know, we can go ahead and start moving up on the stage when they start singing the offertory itself. So, like, we can start talking.
thank you.
Oh, I thought I heard my name. Yeah, just go ahead and that way we're not rushing on. You just take your time. Fantastic. Well, don't you look lovely over there? Oh my gosh. Hi. Little Anna. Yeah. That's always like the most pressing question.
I keep mistyping it. I know it's John Butter. My brain keeps saying, "Oh, John Butter." It's like, yeah, it would be silly. That was his name.
John Butter, I like that.
sounds great.
Oh, Rachel, would you like the stapler for your music?
Oh, I tore it into the binder, so we're good. Thank you, though. Oh, yeah, and then I'll just let you know for the welcome ceremony. I'll just go ahead and do the birthday numbers, and then we'll let you know.
Is that the right height? Okay.
A couple of words.
Our time together in worship is intimately connected with our daily lives.
Oh, you on the mic? Absolutely.
Our time together in worship. Okay, got it?
I only have to light them and then I can go sit down. Okay.
Well, I'm glad that you. Oh no. Y'all.
I need to take my own favorite snacks because I went to a work party where we were putting all this food stuff in the bar and I was eating all these things.
Oh no.
This lady's not really into healthy stuff.
And so your body just is going.
And I didn't notice at that time blood sugar. I felt, oh yeah, that's good. Got home and I started cooking. I will do that. I will do that. Morning, Brad.
Far beyond the grasp of hands, or light to meet the eye, past the reaches of the mind. There find the key to nature's harmony, and in architecture so entwined. Like the birds whose pageants grace the sky and carry all who join in love expanding, the message taking the weight of the world upon its wings, in the oneness of everything. Still we seek to find the truth, that we might understand and reduce to terms defined, vast and unmeasurable time and space, all overwhelmingly designed. Oh, passing years just might I know the faith that winters in the heart to be reborn in spring, and hear and to feel the pulse of life enters my soul as a song to sing of the oneness of everything.
Good morning. Come into our house of hope and love, of peace and justice, of wholeness and healing. We welcome all who come seeking a new path, and to those that have found this community as a home. The seekers of justice, spirituality, and community. Throop Unitarian Universalist Church, where we love the world from the heart of Pasadena. My name is Lynn Sexton. I'm a layperson here at Throop. Our worship associate Jean Prince and I have the privilege of leading you in worship this morning. Look around you, dear ones. We are entering worship together. Those of us who are gathered in this building are seated where our ancestors sat through all the seasons of their lives. For those of you joining us from home, you are here with us also. All of you, please know that the true temple is within you. Together, we are held in one another's love, enfolded in the love of the universe that will not let us go. Let us enter into worship together. If you are new to Throop, please sign our online guest book, link into the order of worship, or in the live stream chat box. We'd love a chance to get to know you. And so now we open ourselves to this sacred space and time together, here or in your own homes, where we affirm that each one of us is a light made visible in the world. We recognize the flame from our chalice symbolizes and reflects that light.
Our time together in worship is intimately connected with our daily lives. As a symbol of that connection, we light our chalice with a flame from our shared candles of hope and witness. To be a Unitarian Universalist, by Reverend Erica A. Hewitt, who is the UUA's Minister of Worship Arts. To be a Unitarian Universalist means we'll never be done with the work of telling the truth about oppression, the work of resisting any laws, policies, or practices that deny anyone their humanity. The work of stubbornly seeking out a spark of the divine in each other, no matter what. The work of creating heaven on earth. To be a Unitarian Universalist also means that we are not alone in the work. We are not alone because of our promises to love one another. We are not alone because we are companions on the journey. We grow ourselves into allies, helping one another get free, because none of us is truly free until we are all free. We light a second candle to honor the people and ancestors whose lands we now occupy. The land under and around Throop was once and is still the home of the Gabrielino Tongva band of Mission Indian people. May this knowledge and awareness lead us into seeking justice and equity for all. We light a third candle, symbolizing our watershed, the Arroyo Seco. May their waters continue to nourish life in our communities. We take a moment of silence, holding all of these in our hearts.
There's a river flowing in my soul. There's a river flowing in my soul, and it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my soul.
Let us now welcome one another.
These words are by Reverend Dr. Rebecca Ann Parker. Even when our hearts are broken by our own failure or the failure of others cutting into our lives, even we have done all we can and life is still broken, there is a universal love that has never broken faith with us and never will.
This church is our church. We support it through our gifts of time, our gifts of talent, and our gifts of treasure. There are multiple ways to offer a financial gift this morning: online or text to give. These options are in your order of service and in the live stream chat. If you are here in the room, there are envelopes and pencils in the pew you may use for cash offerings if you would like your donation to be recorded under your name. If this is your first visit to Throop, we hope that you will complete the information card you will find in the pew and place it in the collection plate. Thank you for supporting our life together. The offering will now be received.
For the beauty of the earth, for the beauty of the skies, for the love which from the bird over and around us lies, over and around us lies, source of love to the this is a joyful hymn of praise. For the beauty of each hour, of the day and of the night, here and there, tree and flower, sun, moon, and stars alight, sun, moon, and stars alight, source of all to thee we raise. This is a joyful hymn of praise. For the joy of human love, the joy of life, brother, sister, parent, child, brother, sister, present, child, and friends of all gentle thoughts of love, for all gentle thoughts of love, source of this a joyful hymn of praise.
Thank you, choir. As we give thanks for the offering, say the words with me in your order of service. For the ministries of the church in our community, we bless our offering with love and hope. And say with me also, please, our promise to the planet. As members of the family of living beings on earth, we are guided by the Unitarian Universalist principle of respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part, with hearts filled with love for it, eyes nurtured by its beauty, and minds ruminating on ways to protect its sacred and scarce resources. We promise to nurture the well-being of all life and of the planet itself. Oh, take a deep breath, everyone, and just kind of settle in. I'd like to share with you a prayer this morning that was written by the Reverend Lynn Cox. And if you just feel comfortable with your eyes closed or any position that you find nurturing during this time, please go right ahead. Spirit of life, ancestor of the stars and the sun, you who embrace the vastness of space and us along with it, be with us today. Hold us in our worry, our exhaustion, our grief. Keep us close as we sit with our truth, whatever that may be. Lead us to rest in the quiet, to find solace and renewal in this time of shifting light and dark. You whose arms open with the spinning galaxies, help us to make room, as you do, for all that is. Open our hearts to our loved ones, our neighbors, the beings with whom we share this planet. Lead us to reach out to others in compassion. Turn us towards one another in mercy, right relationship, and reconciliation. You who have seen the rising and setting of suns, of seasons, of civilizations, remind us that we have learned from the history of the world and from our own histories. Give us the courage to face our mistakes and to repair them whenever possible. Help us to understand our interdependence, our gravitational relatedness with all of the other spinning lives around us, and lead us to treat those relationships with care. In this space, filled with the people among us who shine like stars, this space filled with the sparkle of love and care, we give thanks for this moment to be together. May our senses be open to the beauty of this day, this season, this world. We continue our contemplation in silence. Blessed be.
Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul.
Thank you. So recently, I went in to get the second dose of a 2-part vaccine. I had had rather a nasty reaction to the first dose, and I mentioned to the nurse that I was hoping that this dose would go easier. She smiled brightly and said that it quite possibly would. And anyway, the vaccine was good for 20 years, so it's like one and done. Now, I enjoy meeting someone with good math skills, but it was the cheerfulness of the proclamation that kind of got my attention. But that's okay. I tell this tale this morning in service of pointing out that as a society, we like convenience and simplicity. One and done sounds clean, easy, and effective. On the whole, we aren't very patient with routines or solutions to problems that require repetition. We've been there, we've done that, we've got the t-shirt, we don't want to go back and do it again. But there are reasons why everything worthwhile cannot be accomplished with one and done. For decades, shampoo came with standard instructions: wash, rinse, repeat. It didn't matter if you were a Breck girl, used VO5, or even Head and Shoulders. If you wanted the best result, you had to repeat the process. It was such a universal instruction that in popular culture, it has become a catchphrase for any process that has to be repeated in order to be effective. In many worthwhile pursuits, the most convenient solution does not always yield the finest results. When we study, practice music, or practice athletics, we build our knowledge and develop abilities in layers. Repetition adds depth, dimension, and sometimes mastery, but it does so with repetition over time. In our spiritual practice, it works much the same way. However you may experience the sacred, if you think back to your earliest encounters, I imagine that over time, you may have found that your experience has changed, just as it does in your human relationships. Relationships build in layers. There is no magic pill, no one and done. The layering creates the depth and complexity that so many of us treasure. Sometimes we want to see the completed puzzle all at once. We are convinced that our lives would be infinitely better if we could only see everything the future held for us all at once. Yet our very lives are created in layers as well. I had a delightful professor in college who looked out over our class one day and became sober and thoughtful. He said, "If each one of us could look today and see everything that will be required of us in our lifetime, we would, to a person, all say that we simply could not do it." It is mercy that allows us to only experience one day at a time. The traumas, both large and small, that we experience are rather like the skills we build. They don't arrive as one and done. If they did, they would almost certainly destroy us. The traumas that break us change their shape over time. They don't always hurt us with the same intensity. They change shape and meaning, and we have the opportunity to view them through a kaleidoscope shaped by love, growth, and time. Layers upon layers, building our complexity and dimensions. The best news is that the love that holds us isn't one and done either. However the universe speaks to you, love, mystery, source of all, spirit of life, or yet something else entirely, that intangible force that holds us all together is still here. I received an important lesson about it years ago when I had major surgery. In very short order, I found out that people I knew who had very different faiths from my own, or none at all, came underneath me equally with support and care. And, if you care for the term, holiness. There was absolute holiness in the support from people in my life, even if it looked different than I had expected. My concept of what that love looked like had been much too small. Eventually, that experience led me to become a UU, and the universe still isn't done changing my mind about what love looks like and how truly big love is. There is always something new to learn. Wash, rinse, repeat. That love is there for us, but it is also there for us to pass on to others, all others, the others we understand and the others we don't. On the chance that the various traumas you have suffered have left you feeling broken and somehow less than, please let me assure you that you are valuable to the universe exactly the way you are. I have been blessed to be allowed to participate with Reverend Tara in teaching the sermon writing class for lay people here at Throop on several occasions. But I am always the one who learns something. The very first time I shared with the class, I was surprised by some of the questions I received. How did you know to preach from down on the floor instead of the pulpit? I said then, and I will tell you now, that it wasn't a result of any special knowledge. Ground level is the best place for my body to be. And if it is judged effective, I am glad, but I didn't choose it. It chose me. I was asked how I knew to speak slowly. Again, I didn't choose it. It's the way I come. And the thing that it tells me is to bring who you are. See how you might turn your negatives into positives. It is always well and good to use your strengths and to not apologize for having strengths. But we need to be willing to use our weaknesses too. Somebody needs to see the part of you that you think you ought to hide. Don't be afraid to be who you are. It can and will be useful. We need all of you. It requires vulnerability and faith that the universe and those who love you will catch you. I say it's worth the risk. We need everyone, and everyone has something to give. Often, we wish for the simplicity of one and done, but real life rarely looks like that. Community is not one and done. Justice is not one and done. Grief is not one and done. Being broken is not one and done. Forgiveness is not one and done. Peace is not one and done. Being restored is not one and done. But best of all, love emphatically is not one and done. Love abides. Wash, rinse, repeat.
life flows on in endless song above earth's lamentation. I hear the real, the far-off hymn that hails a new creation. Through all the tumult and the strife, I hear the music ringing. It sounds an echo in my soul. How can I keep from singing? What through the tempest round me roars, I know the truth it liveth. What through the darkness around me glows, songs in the night it giveth. No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to the rock I'm clinging. Hence love prevails in heaven and earth. How can I keep from singing? My life flows on in endless song above earth's lamentation. I hear the real, though far-off hymn that hails a new creation. Through all the tumult and the strife, I hear the music ringing. It sounds an echo in my soul. How can I keep from singing? How can I keep from singing? How can I keep from singing?
Friends, stand for the benediction if you will. These are the words of Reverend Tom Shade. My friends, there is a power at work in the universe. It works through human hands. It was not made by human hands. It is a creative, sustaining, and transforming power. And we can trust that power with our lives. It will sustain us wherever we take a stand on the side of love. Whenever we take a stand for peace and justice, whenever we take a risk. Trust in that power. We together are held by that power. Blessed be. I love you all. Go love the world.